Hello, welcome to the third league of the day, folks. We're trying again. Temur Giants. Deck is beautiful. We are making a couple of changes. Number one, we're going up to 4 bolts. And in the place of the third Bone Crusher Giant. That's a little bit of a change there. It was kind of important to kill a couple of 3 toughness creatures, so also 1 mana versus 2 is interesting. The giant synergy so far, I played 10 matches with the deck, and it is nice when you get to Bone Crusher for a single red. So that is nothing to scoff at for sure. Like 1 mana for 3 is pretty solid, but the 2 damage points, the 2 damage thing has been the most relevant part of this entire card. So that is not too important. Then what we did is we changed the Athletic Growth back to a Cascade Bluffs. I think that, you know, your red mana requirements are a little bit more steep. And then we're doing a split between Mana Leaks and Remands. The sideboard remains the same as the previous league, I think. Yep. Playing against Captain Morgan. Wow, if this hand only had a second land, I would probably keep this hand on the draw, but on the play it seems a little bit greedy. This seems better. Keep. Bottom bet. Done. This tapped. Say go. Maybe I should have played Misty on one. No, I don't think so. Swift Spear. Just main face bolt that. Because if we're playing against blue-red Prowess, I don't want my opponent to be able to immediately cross the Swift Spear and then be able to play the bigger dude, the flying dude. Well, that's worst case scenario. Big yikes for us. Big yikes for us. I guess we're reading an answer to this guy, huh? Oh, we don't have another red source. Gross. Gross. Okay, pass the turn. Brutal. I didn't notice that both of our untapped, both of our untapped red sources that we can get with Misty are already in play. That really sucks. We're going to be taking so much damage here. So much damage. So best draw would be an Uro maybe? If we draw an Uro, we maybe in this game. Because we can... No, that doesn't do it. We're in a lot of trouble here. So... Sanctuary back the bolt. We can hardcast the force on the Metamorphose. But we're probably just dead here. What's up, Spike? Yeah, we really need Uro here. We really need our Lord and Savior to give us a hand here. Yeah, that's just lethal, right? Yeah, that's just lethal, brutal. Oh well. So we're playing mono red against mono red Prowess for. My opponent still had all these me. Beautiful. That's like old school mono red Prowess. Remand is obviously horrendous. Force of Negation is probably necessary. Bone Crusher Giant seems great in this matchup. We can shave this dudes. 1 prime time can go. We definitely want to find more Uros. Maybe cut some Rens. Ren seems still important to make sure we hit our land drops. So just leave the one-off Ren, and just make sure that we draw it in an opener, so we can have all of our land drops guaranteed. That seems like the best strat. Well, this hand slaps. Let's keep it. We do have to watch out for Blood Moon, though. We do definitely have to watch out for Blood Moon. Okay. Invasion of the Giants. Let's go. Definitely fetching for a basic. As I said, we're watching out for Blood Moon. My opponent is definitely going to read here. There's no way that they don't read here. So we want to see lands. Our hand is very good, but we want to make sure that we see lands. These are not lands, so we're going to bottom them. Glad we were able to figure that out. I mean, we can just hardcast Force. I'm not gonna not show my opponent this tour that I have in my hand. Burst Lightning your face, is what my opponent says. That's a statement. The other statement my opponent makes is, I don't have a land drop. Okay. I also don't have a land drop. Second Island or... I definitely want to over right here. Oh, I think I'm going to get a Forest. Land, please. Or not. That's also cool. Next turn we get to Uro for the very, very low price of 2 mana. Burst Lightning your face. I'm fine with this. If this is the game we're playing, I think I'm okay with this. Look at this cheap ass Uro. So cheap. Invasion of the Giants again? Sure. This game seems kind of over. Crash through, you got it. Got him. Oh shit, we don't have double green. Whoops. My bad. I thought that we did have double green. It's okay. Not too worried. My opponent's slamming the Kiln Fiend, even though I literally just showed them the Bone Crusher Giant. Bold statement from my opponent. Bold statement from opponent. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, Bone Crusher for just a red mana. Pretty good value. Pretty good value. Bold number 3. Sounds good. Oh, that's the first giant spell. Brutal. Okay, so I guess we're not playing Bone Crusher, holding up Force. It does count. It does count Uro. Okay, we're learning. We're learning. We're learning. So it does count Uro as a giant spell, even though it didn't make it any cheaper. Bolt my face. You got it. Even if my opponent lights up the stage here, I don't think I care. Six, yep. I think it made cheaper. Yeah, it did, but it doesn't, right? Because the escape cost doesn't have any colorless sources, and the aura only makes it cheaper for colorless sources. I don't know what Labot is doing here. There we go. I kind of don't like primetime in this matchup. Is it crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. Have I seen it well trigger day with the Pact Explode, Dry Titan Cyber? Yeah, it's pretty bad. We were brewing it yesterday on stream. It was fun. Probably not very good, but it was fun. This hand seems kind of good. Soul Scar. Okay. So basically just really want to dodge Blood Moon. Like Blood Moon would completely own us because I'm going to get a Kitria Triumph here because we have to be able to cast this Bone Crusher. In fact, we might be in a situation where we might need to just like wait and we can't kill this. We are going to have to take more damage from it. Second Soul Scar is kind of rough. Particularly when they, with the like face up Lightning Bolt there. That doesn't help. Okay. Well, we're just leaking this, right? And then we untap and we slam this Fire Spout. Okay, so we scoop to Blood Moon. We scoop to Blood Moon. But we're looking pretty good otherwise. Scoop to Blood Moon, but looking pretty good otherwise. Don't moon me, bro. Don't moon me. My LGS is having webcam modern on the weekend. My plate for memes. Nice. That sounds fun. Oh, shit. How can they have Reveler mana already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeez. Well, that's a problem. Gonna play this out so I can crack it, potentially play the Urobak. We die to like a bunch of spells, obviously. But we obviously can't beat a bunch of spells, so... This is just what we got. This is just what we got. Yep, that's a spell. Don't light up the stage, me, bro. Okay, whiff. Whiff. That's not whiffing. Okay. Lost against Prowess from 2 years ago. Feels bad, man. Reveler. Remember Bedlam Reveler? So gross. Very good card. It's a very good card. Feels like one of those games where like we lost, but if we had been on the play, we would have probably won. It feels like that kind of game. Where we would have been able to sweep the board on the turn prior, then on the following turn, we are holding up Mana Leak, because we don't have to Mana Leak the Manamorphose a couple of turns before. Because, like, my opponent has no board, so, like, we just let the Manamorphose resolve, we just don't care about it. And then we are holding the Mana Leak for the turn that my opponent goes for the Reveler, and then we very easily just went from there, but we were on the draw, and we died. The stance is pretty solid, though. I think I'm fetching for Triumph, turn 1. It is awkward because the Steam Vets is in our hands, so if my opponent is playing an aggro deck that we would like to bolt one of their dudes in turn 1, it's kind of awkward, but I still think it's correct. Go for the turn 1 Triumph. Get our mana online. Oh, I just noticed that MTG bot says that my opponent was playing Tron. Please don't be playing Tron, opponent. We can't beat that deck. Oof, they kept 7 too. Gross. Don't be on Tron. Sweet. Ren. Probably Storm? I hope it's Storm. It sounds pretty solid against Storm. Don't play a Dork. They do have Remand? Yeah, okay, so it probably is Storm. This seems kind of fine though. Like they can't really do too much because of the force. And if I get to untap and I never miss a land drop again, then we are actually in pretty solid shape. Also, our sideboard is pretty good against Storm. We have Gusts, we have Disputes, Veil of Summer, Ashiok, we have Answers to Empty, we have Soul Guide Lanterns. Like, we probably have too much stuff against Storm. First back Demon Ball table, this is gonna be an easy format to farm. Nice. Yeah, I guess so. Where are you playing, Tur? Are you playing in Arena or are you playing in MTGO? Because that's a big difference. MTGO, what is Arena? Okay, good answer. Good answer. Silun Division. Okay, so now we are 100% that it's Storm. 500% that it's Storm. Opponent, you there? That's a Gobo. crush some bones. Using the stomp here not only because of mana efficiency, but also because this kills morale and this doesn't, so. So now my opponent, whoops, can't really do too much from here. They can kill the Ren though, which is kind of annoying. I guess we can protect it. Do we save a Ren? I kind of want to save Ren. Oh, we exile the Grape Shot for a good measure. But it seems like as long as we're hitting our land drops, like our hand is very good. Now we picked up a Cryptic. Opponent doesn't have a dork. Even if they do, we can kill it very easily. Now we can put the force back on top. Continue hitting land drops. This is great. Having the time of my life here. Yes, and we have field. We do have field, of course. Imagine not playing field in 2021. Why would anybody not play field? Fetch for a printing pool here. Oof. Well, saving that Ren ended up being very, very, very good for us. Good thing we saved that Ren. So we play this land 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Because I kind of want to put some pressure on my opponent here. But if I play out the Udo, that means I don't have force anymore. We can also just chill. Let's just chill. We have Hardcast Force plus Cryptic Mana. Triple Lightning Bolt. This turn we can Uro because we can Cryptic Command plus hold up Uro, so. Cryptic Command plus hold up Force, my bad. Holding up Cryptic plus Force, and even if they have Remand for the Force, we can replay it. Pitching Invasion of the Giants. Well, forcing that Grape Shot ended up being an insane play. We would have missed so many land drops. So I guess in response to this, I'm gonna fetch. For an island. And now we're gonna resolve this cry. This is fine, right? The reason to counter this would be to deny the draw, but that's also just fine. We pitch the redundant Ren. Fuse Uro. Feels like we're ahead. We're definitely ahead on clock. We could just play 4-3-2 if we wanted to. Can also just bold face. I don't think I'm in bold face mode just yet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. It's very, very unlucky how... Like, we haven't even found the second blue card. We can play the giant next turn with 1 mana. This game is close. Can we please find out field? That would be great. Bold tribal, yeah. That's the strategy, folks. That's the strategy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like I'm letting this go. I guess I am at 12 though. Maybe it was a mistake to let this go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The fact that I couldn't find even a second blue card is pretty unfortunate. I somehow feel like Remand is gonna own me so hard. Bolt myself for 12. I mean, I could if I wanted to. We do have the force for the Piff. Pretty unfortunate that we did draw our Mystic Sanctuary too. I don't want to discard it because I want to threaten it, but that also doesn't help. We have not found the Field of the Dead, which would have allowed us to put pressure a long time ago. At 13 mana. Pretty close to hardcasting Emrakul. Can't I hardcast Force? Yeah, but my opponent has Remand in their deck, right? So like for example, if my opponent leads on a dork, I'm gonna have to let the dork resolve because I need to line this up against the dork because I only have 2 forms of counter magic. So if they do go for a dork, I have to let it go and allow them to get value, which sucks. But I don't think I have any alternatives. It's just what I have to do because of how our hand lines up. But I'm really struggling with that Gibson given. I guess I'm going to discard one of these lightning bolts because we can only cast 3 of these bolts anyway. So I might as well be in that. We could be in the Mystic Sanctuary too, but... So we definitely want this in the bin and this in the bin. Force that. Force what? I'm saving force for the Casting Flames. The good thing is that the second grape shot is in the bin. The first one was exiled to the Force. And this is their only other grape shot, so... I think we're okay here. Maybe they can go for an empty kill. It's a lot of mana. I guess if they naturally drew their second Casting Flames, that could be a problem. If they have a second Casting Flames, of course. Second Boral. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We do have all the mana that we need. You're at 12 just by fetching? Yeah. Point is down to 2 cards. They knew about the force of negation, so this is not a surprise for them, or should not be at least. It just resolves. They have a second. Second Past in Flames. Oof! I mean, I can't believe that we drew our Mystic Sanctuary. If we hadn't drawn our Mystic Sanctuary, we would be able to win this very easily. So we are dead if this resolves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the last couple of lands from my deck, and we're gonna counter and draw, and we're gonna hope that we spike the card that we need. Super unfortunate. If the Mystic Sanctuary was still in our deck, we would be fine. Oh, Remand the Cryptic. Okay, so we're dead. Brutal. Brutal. Man, we whiffed so much. Okay, so all of these cards are good. These are good. This is good. Guess I'd rather have explosives rather than fire spout. Unless we want to either Gust, I think. Cut one Ren. Maybe one Bone Crusher. Maybe we can cut the Soul Guide Lantern. There we go. Brutal game to lose. Brutal game to lose. If we had had a Remand, we would have won. If we had found another Force, we would have won. If we hadn't drawn the Mystic Sanctuary, I guess that we would have lost anyway. Maybe even if I hadn't played the Bone Crusher Giant, I would have had enough mana to Cryptic again. Which is interesting. What's up, Doug? I don't know. If one of those games that it kind of feels like maybe I could have it could have been won somehow. It does feel like one of those games. Who knows though? Opponent. My opponent played it very well. My opponent played it very well. That's for sure. Sure. So turn 1 tapped Steam Vents, turn 2 Snow Island, turn 3 Field, I think. Seems like the best sequence. We are 8 minutes ahead on clock, so there's that. We're winning that race. We are winning that race. So if we win game 2, it's possible that we will just win the match because my opponent might not have enough time. Okay, that's terrible. Why am I drawing so many lightning bolts? Land drop. Okay. Opt tops is my opponent. Serum Vicious. Guess I may draw Veil of Summer here, so I'm gonna fetch for a Triumph right here. Play something for me, opponent. Come on. Come on. I know you want to. I know you want to. Just play something for me. Anything is fine. Sad face. Ugh, again, drawing this Mystic Sanctuaries. It's so awkward. Now my opponent knows that I don't have any more land drops because I played a Mystic Sanctuary, which I would otherwise obviously be hanging on to. Am I bouncing their land on end step? Yeah. No bueno. No bueno at all. Glimmer of Hope. I think I want to Cryptic this. Just so I can draw a card. My opponent can remand their own pieces, which is probably what they're going to do. Maybe dispute my Cryptic, that's fine. I think that's a good exchange. Just trading for their cards. They remand my Cryptic. Okay. Ooh. So they have Morphos and Desperate Ritual in hand. Why would they have paid the 2 there for Steam Vents? Basically, I imagine to threaten something, to threaten that they could gifts. And if I tap out for something, they would have been able to gifts there. They bend the Morphos. I'm gonna play this for 0, pass the turn. At least this time around, if my opponent doesn't do anything, we have something to do. But obviously, like, missing land drops is just brutal. The good thing is my opponent is a little bit on the same boat. Like, they're also missing land drops. In fact, if my opponent doesn't do anything, I think I'm bouncing the Spiral of Canal on their end step because they showed me that they're missing land drops. Yeah, they're going to discard. Yeah, hell yeah. Or Cryptic bouncing that land. So hard. Opponent can remand this, they can dispute it, that's fine. I don't think we care. I care about, you know, trading my 8 mana card, my 4 mana card for my opponents, you know. Although I guess that my opponent was gonna go to discard, and instead they traded for my card, so maybe it's not great. I don't know. What if I counter bounce here? I think I like that. They have only 4 mana. They could have it orc, but I can kill it. If they have another remand, we may be fucked, but... Again, I'm making this plays because I'm a little bit in desperation mode because I'm not hitting land drops. And not hitting land drops is obviously awful for us. Okay. It's a land drop. That is a land drop. Now we can growth spiral on end step. If we spike another land, we may be able to... get some sumbos going, put on a clock. Okay. Fetch for breeding pool here. So now we're putting some pressure on my opponent. Where are you, Veil of Summer, right? Where are you, Veil of Summer? We can try Cryptic here if we want to. I don't think we do, though. That's a lot better than a Cryptic, I think. So my opponent kind of has to go off right here. And here we go. It can be with empty because we have that covered. And it can't be with Past Influence because we also have that covered. So it has to be with Remand. It has to be with Remand plus... if we Remand here, we get him, right? Yeah, either double Grape Shot or like Grape Shot plus Remand my own Grape Shot plus Grape Shot you again. But I think this is a very good Remand right here. Because if we counter this, my opponent... Yeah. Like now they can't go off anymore. Pieces of the puzzle. I don't think they're dead. Oh yeah, they are dead, right? Yeah, we just face them for a bunch. You could hold off lethal to make more time off the clock. Nah, I don't think I wanna win. Like I wanna play a good game. Like I think that was a pretty good game. So I would like to play another good game, hopefully. How about we cut a bolt and we add another gust? No, never mind. I don't think it's scummy. I don't think it's scummy at all. But I think like you're making a choice, right? I don't think scummy. Like my opponent, yeah, it's just what it is, right? Like if my opponent is playing a deck that cannot win in 25 minutes, like it's not my problem. But I'm not gonna like play to it. It might end up being decided by that for sure. It's so awkward because I feel like I won this bolt. It's like my opponent did show me dorks there, but they are so awkward. Let's do that, I guess. But yeah, I've been on different like the more that I play MTGO, I've been on like different camps in that. I think that I don't think that it's scummy at all to have your opponent make you play it out. It's just annoying and it's really frustrating from a content creation perspective. I would love to keep this hand, but I don't think I can. It's just really frustrating from a content creation perspective and stuff like that, but I don't think it's scummy, and I think that it's perfectly fine for an opponent to make you go through it or whatever. That is just one of those things. Like you can perfectly play towards it, but I'm probably not going to. Pick the choice in basic island. Is there any other basic island? Wait, are there other basic island arts besides this one? I didn't know that. Hands shaping up pretty well. Hands shaping up pretty well. Can we keep on hitting our land drops, please? Because that would be... Yes. And my opponent's missing the land drop. Yeah, it's very likely that this game comes down to my opponent just clocking out. We are over 10 minutes ahead on clock. So Mark Poole at GPG Soka, and he had the original art there for sale. That's it. That's amazing. How much was that? Just do you remember how much it was, Doug? Just out of curiosity. Maybe I should have gusted that. It's like 4K yen, and I was like, hell yes. Nice. I think I'm gonna dispute this. Because they can hit Saloon Divisions with would be a land drop, which I don't want them to hit. Land. Excellent. And he was like, oh, $4,000, sorry. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. That's funny. So I think I'm gonna do this here. Basically, I am allowing my opponent to be up a card because it means that they would be down a land. But yeah, unsurprisingly, my opponent doesn't take that trade. It's pretty good. Dispute my dispute, so my Ren goes back to hand. Okay. Opponent finds the land. Are they gonna go for it? I think I want to draw the dispute. We're going down on bold here, but I think this is worth it. Because we still have Aether Gust and we still have Force. Gonna make the same play again. As V's, thank you for the follow. Seems unlikely for my opponent to be able to go off in 58 seconds. Even if I have 6, I'm at 17. And my hand is like filled with interaction, so... you rather fight with this on the stack. Dispute my Gust. That resolves. So I will dispute your Electromancer. Remand number 4. Yeah, I think that we're gonna win this one. Three mana. Saloon Division. That's fine. For Desperate Ritual. Opponent seems pretty desperate right now. Tell you that much. Pretty good. Pretty good matchup. It seems not particularly easy for my opponent to... Like, they were down 2 disputes, they were down 3 remand, so at that point, I don't even know what other form of interaction they would have. And we had access to Aether Gust plus Force of Negation, and we had a million mana, and we were starting to put on a clock on them, so Even though, like, my opponent obviously timed out, I think that we were still very likely to win that game anyway. That was a good match, though. That was a good match. It was a little bit anticlimactic towards the end, but before that, it was pretty good. It was a long one, though. What was, like, a 40-minute match or something? Yeah, that was a 40-minute match. Jeez. There are no other. Oh, it's called Giant Saltfish. That's good. Um, I don't think there are other playable giants. I did a quick search, but it wasn't really an exhaustive search. I only went through the new giants, the ones from the new set, and none of those seemed playable. A couple of them were close. Okay. We have Mana Leak. If we can fix our mana, then Ren can take us home. Mishra's Bubble, but not revealing a companion. So I have to assume an Emery deck. Nurturing Peatland. Okay, so it is the black green mid range deck. They probably have to take the Ren here, unless they have a Bob, and they're gonna basically take the Mana Leak and hope that it's good, and hope that I don't roll Lightning Bolt. Like, they just have to take the Ren. Sanctuary is so awkward. Mid-range in this economy? Yeah. And with Nurturing Peatland as your only land. My opponent says, even when giving in the blue, you manage to play Titan. I love it. I have a reputation to uphold, is what I'm telling. Oh, Shadow. Okay. Okay. Second prime time is not great. Oh, wow. Cycling Peatland. That's where we're at, huh? Yikes. Cling to Dust. Am I forcing this? I kind of want to force this. Let's force it. Like, clearly my opponent is desperate for card draw, and we still have a leak for something else. That gets rid of the cling, so it's not a card advantage engine down the road. There's definitely an argument for like shocking there. If my opponent does nothing, we can blow up their Overgrown Tomb, and we can set up our double blue or triple blue for Cryptic. Well, we're gonna be doing that. Hmm. Amongst the things that I expected to see when I was going to Field of Ruin my opponent there, uh, Snow-Covered Island wasn't amongst them. I'll tell you that much. That's a land, so we're gonna keep it. Let's reassess the situation, yeah. Wiki, 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 wiki. Okay. Cool. Get it because snow covered. Wow. You will do anything to get one of these. Am I bringing in disputes? I'm definitely cutting romance. That's the easy part. Am I cutting bolts? I earned my balloons. I mean, earned is a generous word. That's a cool draw. That's a pretty cool draw. Look at this perfect curve of 2-2-2. What else could anybody want but a perfect curve of 2-2-2? Tarmogoofy. Tarmogust. Second Goifo. Guess I'll take one. Can I resolve, please? Seems kind of fine. Yep. Seems definitely fine. I like this because they counter the Gruder Goif. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Invasion of the Giant was growing Goifo. That's a lot of Goifs. I kind of want to trade cards just so I can make the Goifs tiny again. So these feats were... I guess they could have Cling. Cling would suck. Maelstrom Pulse. We have explosives. I'm definitely using one of these Aether Gusts here. Because there's instance in the art, so the Goyfs cannot grow any bigger than this. So even if my opponent veils this, if they dispute it, like it just doesn't matter, right? Like it just doesn't make the dudes bigger, so... Sweet. So we bolt one of these Goyfs. Yep, that seems to work out for me. If they have Cling, we lose here, but... Goyf dies to stay base effects. We get our Rudo back. Pretty sweet. This basically just guarantees that we can't lose, right? Yeah. GG's opponent. I tried making Bug Shadow work so many times. Like I tried so many times to make Bug Shadow work, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't. See, they're so close, man. These are the hands that really frustrate me. Like, am I supposed to keep this? I'm gonna keep this. Yeah, let's luck sack. The only thing that made Bug Shadow work was Hobo. Yeah, and even still, it wasn't that great, right? Even still, it was worse than the other options. Well, that's a reclaimer. I'm gonna get a triumph here. Yep. We are probably dead here. Land? Sweet. Okay, we're fine. We got these easy. Oko made everything great, including burn. Yeah. I wish that weren't a true statement, but it most definitely is. Dryad's pretty good here. Castle is also legit. Well, I don't think we can afford to not hold that mana leak here, so... we can get back mana leak, which seems decent. So it's probably a good idea to do that, huh? Plus here, play my land, fetch Sanctuary, Sanctuary back mana leak, yes. Green, 1 and 1. Udo. It's play this. Pass the turn. Them missing land drops is huge there, obviously. That doesn't add to field. That's good. I keep getting impressed with this Uropa's mystical sanctuary dominance. Yeah, it's really stupid. It is certainly not. It is not okay. It is definitely not okay. Well, that's very good for us. And that probably just means that my opponent has another one of those. Can I find any way to draw a card here? Remand. Well, that's amazing, right? Put on both of these. Yeah, I don't know why my opponent would do that. Like, it's so much better to just wait for... like, there are so many things that just make that better for them. I guess they're just Titan flooded and they think that that is what they have to do. I mean, they don't know about this remand, so... There definitely is that. Oh, I guess I should have played the Scalding turn last turn. Oh shit, that was a mistake on my part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can pay for Mana Leak next turn if they have any other land. So I guess I'd rather have Remand. Well, Growth Spiral is just fucking perfect. So we fetch for Sanctuary. Sanctuary back, Remand. Yes. Blue, green, Growth Spiral. Put this into play. Another Sunbow. I guess that we can Udo here, right? Seems pretty good. Blue, blue, green, green. Udo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play this. Fetch. I mean, this is kind of disgusting. Okay. My opponent is in this. That's not the one that you have to bin, but it's fine. It's fine. Like they're in this. Like we actually have a game going on here. They obviously had to kill the Uro there, right? They have a fetch land right here. Like they know that their Titan is getting remanded, so. I mean, I'm not close to lethal, and I don't have another answer for their prime time, so. I don't have an answer to their prime time. I don't have an answer to their Dryad, which are the two problematic things going on right here. Because their prime time is better than mine, right? Because they have Valakut and we don't. Can we set up lethal? No, we cannot. We can serve with everything. We're out of Mystic Sanctuary. So I think we have to start 4 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to start by attacking because we want to draw with Uro. Interesting. So now if we draw a bolt, we're in good shape. That I don't like that block from my opponent. So 1, 2, 3 to Udo. 1, 2, 3, 4 to Jace. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're supposed to start with Udo. We're gonna keep that one. Thank you. Cryptic. Okay, so now we're good to go. Oh, that's right. The Uro cost only 2. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I might as well. Shuffle that away. Shuffle that away. Play a land and pass the turn. Okay, now we have it. Now it's good. But before we found this cryptic, like we had to dig for big yikes. Jace down. Yeah, that's a good top deck. that's a very fucking good top deck, I'm not gonna lie. But I think that what we're gonna do here is we're gonna let the primetime resolve, obviously, and then we're gonna see what they get. And depending on what they get, we might be able to kill them from 11. Okay, my opponents stacked their triggers wrong. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna let all of the Field of the Dead triggers resolve, and then I'm going to tap their team and bounce the Dryad. So you get a zombie, you get a zombie, you get a zombie, you get a zombie. And now we return target permanent and tap all creatures your opponents control. Valakut triggers resolve. And now we have lethal. My opponent can replay the Dryad, but they're gonna need another land in hand, and they didn't have it last turn, I think, so. Unless they were sandbagging a land. Yep, they were not sandbagging a land. So now we're gonna get a Sombo on end step, and then they block the Uro and they still take lethal. Trying to out-titan this guy. My opponent is trying to out-titan me, of all people. Can you believe this? Can you believe this, Chad? Out of all the people out there to try to out-titan this guy. Come on. Let's get real. Sweet. So we get that one. Ashiok. And I guess I want explosives. We don't have that many ways to answer a big reclaimer. We're keeping in the bolts. They showed me Sacred Foundry, so they have Boil, so we have to watch out for Boil. Rock Tide intriguing me well. It's been fine, Levi's, for now. It's been solid. We went 3-2 in the first league, and then we went 4-1 in the second one. It's been pretty good. Bone Crusher seems medium. This hand loses to turn 1 Reclaimer, but it's pretty solid against everything else. I'm gonna keep it. It's good against Boil. Don't Reclaimer me, Blah. They Reclaimered me. Adrian, thank you for the follow. Relic. Well, Relic is kind of messed up there. I was trying to spike a bolt there. I'm very unlucky, however. But I don't think my opponent is going to jam into the remand because they have Reclaimer Flagstones going, so... No land. No land, you say, huh? We can lure into hold up remand. That actually seems kind of fine. And this card is messed up, huh? Whoever made this deck, god damn it. Lensealer, thank you for the follow. The last model streaming, how much of an exaggeration is that? It's what the folks call a meme, Lensealer. When Pioneer became a format, everybody was streaming Pioneer, and I was still streaming Modern. So that's when I started calling myself the last Modern streamer, which was actually true. It was actually true at that point. Then it stopped being true, but I just earned my title. That was a misplay from my opponent. They got a little bit hasty. Now their engine is stopped. That was a big mistake for them, honestly. Yep, we're remanding anything. We basically time walk them. Maybe not. Pioneer was kind of a fluke. I mean, it had its time. And then its time just wasn't anymore. It's kind of poetic in a way. Still need one more land to make Titan uncounterable. I think I'm countering bouncing. Is that crazy? Kind of want to counter bounce. Now let's counter draw. Actually, we have to find an Aether Gust. Okay, so they don't have prime time, otherwise, obviously, they could have. Ledamber's call. Yeah, no, we actually can't. Oh no, I should have pitched the Euro. Whoops. I got too hasty there. Definitely a mistake to pitch that there. Well, I think I'm getting. Am I getting Field of Ruin here or double Field of the Dead? I think I'm getting Field of Ruin. Got my Cryptic. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. Imagine if I had a Cryptic here instead of this silly Euro that doesn't do anything because my opponent has a double Relic draw. That was I honestly wasn't thinking. I just got a little bit hasty. Also, my opponent has it all, but somehow they're playing super slow. I don't understand. So we do get to blow up both fields here. So we would have first. Bolt. So this is just so we have something to... Oh no, never mind. That gives them the land. Shit. Shit. Udo's gone. See how my opponent blocks. I imagine they're going to throw 4 zombies in front of the Titan, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Oh, okay. So does that mean that they... Does that mean that they have a Dryad in hand? Well, I guess that just happened. No, they are in green-white Reclaimer. So I am risking them drawing exactly Vesuva. I think we'll let my opponent tap. We'll let my opponent draw. Because they have to show me the Dryad first. And if they show me the Dryad, I'm just gonna blow up the Valakut instead of blowing up the field. But they have to show me the Dryad before they... Before they attack with the Titan. They can go score to my Field of Ruin. They can go score to my Field of Ruin. They just have another... Oh, there's the Dryad. Okay. So we are blowing up the Valakut. It's not green-white field, it's green-white reclaimer. Please. Their last card in hand is another Titan. Ugh. Oh, it's Skull for another Dryad. For ramming up. Well, F's in chat for me. F's in chat for me. Oh, I fucked that up. I had to... I guess it doesn't matter. My opponent seems to just be new to the deck, honestly. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Because it feels like they're changing what they prioritize, like, basically every single turn. Every single turn they're prioritizing something different. Okay, so in response to that trigger, we're going to blow up the Valakut. Green white at Ambush Toolbox? Yeah. No, it's not. God damn it. Green white lands. This game might come down to Exile Decrypted. Yeah, I think it actually did. I think it did. Like, we have this stupid Urok sitting right here doing nothing. And this could have been a Cryptic command, which would be so much better right here. Like, they're killing my Ren when they have 2 Relic of Progenitors in play. 2 relics. And they're killing my Ren. Like, this makes no sense at all. I don't understand what's going on here. Like, obviously, Ren doesn't do anything. Opponent, what are you doing? So I guess we need to draw another Gust here. If we draw a Gust to draw step, get rid of this Dryad, maybe we have a shot. I guess they realize that they have to... Wait, actually... No, if we top deck exactly my last copy of Cryptic Command, we have lethal. Cryptic. We have one more draw towards Cryptic. Cryptic Command. I mean, Mana Leak is basically Cryptic Command if you think about it. My opponent's going all in on those relics, so this sounds pretty good. So, Ketria Triumph. Well, nothing is good for us. Turn to a Ren. Get back that Scalding Tarn. We get that engine rolling. Relic of Progenitus. I guess it's fine to exile the Udo here. Interesting. Very interesting. So we're gonna get a breeding pool here. Using a crack relic. Alright. Alright. This seems good. So now we don't have to worry about relic anymore, and we can start doing the field of ruin thing. We also have cryptic available. Another explorer. It's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. Next turn we have Field of Ruin plus Cryptic available. I really wish I have a way to draw a card. We kind of need a way to draw a card here so we can redraw this Cryptic command. Call. If they have Cavern, they blow me out, but... What's up, Sonic? How's it going? Giants indeed, my friend. Giants indeed. So they don't have another Dryad, otherwise they wouldn't have called for Dryad there. So do I want to tap out this turn and play a Primetime? The problem with that is... it's kind of bad if my opponent has their own Titan. Which they couldn't cast last turn because they don't have double green to castle. So they definitely might have a Titan in hand. So that being the case... I think I want to put that Cryptic on top of my deck. I want to rebuy this. And I want to Invasion of the Giants. Both of these are great. So now we can leak the Primeval Titan this turn. If they don't have a Cavern. If they have a Cavern, we just lose, obviously. But Even if they have a Reclaimer, we're fine because we have the Bolt. And we do have a Ren ultimate. We do have a Ren ultimate here. And that's a Mana Leak, folks. That is a Mana Leak. See my Titan. Bin you. Dome you for 2. Now what? Do we ult this Ren? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or do we just... We could just draw. I kind of want to just draw. Make sure that we get more value from this Ren. We get to prime time for 4 mana next turn. That guy resolves. Yep, I think we got him. Pretty sure we got him. Bolt that one. Spiral. Boom. GG's, baby. This deck is sweet. This deck is sweet. How long is this league? This is a very long league. 1 hour and 50 minutes. And we're still going into the last game. We played against the Tron. We played against the Storm matchup, where my opponent timed out. We played against the Ringway Reclaimer player. That's my fault for playing Euro. I finished every single match with 14 or more minutes in my clock, so it's not my fault. You think that it's my fault, but it isn't. Civiad Lesar, thank you for the follow. Sounds pretty legit though. So I guess we're leading on Mystic Sanctuary, so we can Invasion on 2 if we have to. Need to blame me for something? That's fair. B Cobell, thank you for the follow too. I know JSID is good, but is it needed? No. No, it's not. Turn 2 Invasion of the Giants. How is my opponent supposed to win ever? Utopia Sprawl. That sucks. That kind of sucks. Oh, they named white. Okay, so this is fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than it could be. Sign me up for that one. Bottom the other one. So if they play the 2-drop, we can Bone Crusher that one. And we are drawing Cryptic next turn. Let's see what my opponent's got here. Skyclave Apparition. Honestly, it seems pretty good for me. So if they have company, we get wrecked here, but I think this is just a fine place to do this. Get it out of the way, get our mana online, get this awkward creature triumph out of the way. And I guess we get rewarded. Alright, that's not company. Ranger Captain of Eos. Stomping here to deny my opponent the mana seems reasonable. Wish I could get rid of this guy. Like, this guy is pretty fucking good in this deck. Hopefully my opponent allows me to exchange this mana leak. That would be great. Seems like they're not gonna let me. Maybe they are. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, baby. Super happy to get to exchange this leak. It's very awkward with the Ranger Captain, obviously. Okay. So unless my opponent luck sacks here, what if I play a 4-3 and just hold up Lightning Bolt? They don't have collected company, they would have played it already. So what this allows me to do is basically we stabilize the board and we get rid of the Ranger Captain. So we're taking this turn off and I'm saying to my opponent, okay, you have this turn to do something very, very impactful or you are fucked. I think I like doing that. Like, it's definitely risky. It is definitely risky, but like if my opponent doesn't straight up kill me right here, we are probably gonna take control of the game. Okay, that's good for us. Okay, so the last card in hand is the Ballista. We can bolt this Ranger Captain. No, this is fine, this is fine. They can't play the Ballista, right? The Ballista is just not lethal. The opponent doesn't have attacks. We win the race. We get to get rid of the Ranger Captain right here, which is the only thing that could allow my opponent to win next turn. That's a pretty good draw. So I guess we can't start clocking them just yet. 1, 2, 3. We can't start clocking them just yet. Because my opponent can give lifelink to the Skyclave operation and they can start growing their stuff. But if my opponent does nothing on end step, we get to bolt this. It's a land. It's good for us. And once we get to bolt this, like now we are the ones asking the questions. And we have them on a 3-turn clock. Block you. Nothing. We know their last card in hand is the Ballista. We can Udo here, but then we lose, so that's probably not a good idea. And now we can Mystic Sanctuary back the Cryptic. Clap. Okay. So, Fire Spout seems good. Ashiok seems legit, actually. Man, seems a little bit awkward. Force of Negation seems a little bit awkward. Gust is medium. Chevsky's navigation of the game. Yeah, I think that was well navigated. I feel like we took the risks when we had to, and we were obviously rewarded for that. Rejection is interesting. It counters Ballista. Honestly, it's just like I don't like the Titans. I don't think that this game is going to be about a Primeval Titan. So I guess we just add one of these. We're going to see what my opponent's plan is. I assume that we're going to see some number of Scavenging Oozes. Sure. I feel like my opponent just got a little bit freaked out when they saw the, the invasion of the Giants. And they slammed that apparition, which didn't do anything in the end. Okay. Ren's good. Ren's good. What else? What does my opponent have for me? Ranger Captain. Let's get Steam Vents. And I guess I'm playing Ren here. We could have got an Invasion of the Giants there too. One is going face, completely ignoring the Ren. So that means they probably have an apparition? Is that what's going on? It has to mean that. Yep. There we go. Alright. Bolt would be great. Arrow is kind of scary. This could work out poorly. But our hand is just kind of awkward. It's a little bit too situational. Is this Spike's list? No. Wow. It really has been a while since I've lost to Gavony Township. Just listen to my opponent's value plan. I was not expecting Gavony Township. The one-off is very good here. It's very, very good here. They have actual lethal. Wow. Whew, okay. We can tap their team, bounce their forest. That limits the amount of options that they have because it messes with their mana. Okay. EE, we need to top deck explosives. We have 2 explosives, right? Yeah, no, we have 1. We have to top deck engineer explosives or Udo. Udo would help us a big deal too. Shit. So I am ignoring their Heliod plan. Like, we can't beat Heliod. I am ignoring their Heliod plan because we can't beat it, I don't think. So let's go with this. Next turn we can redraw the bolt. Man, Gavany Township, it's been a minute. Hello darkness, my old friend. We imagine that the deck doesn't have Heliod in it, then we can't lose. I mean, we still can lose to their beatdown plan, but it makes it a little bit better for us. I mean, I don't think they have it, because otherwise, I mean, it's the easiest slam ever, right? Like, I'm completely tapped out, there's nothing I can do. Like, it's just a pretty easy slam, but they can't really attack. I mean, they can attack, but then we take the Ballista and we double block the Ranger Captain, I think. We would go down to 1, though. Man, Ranger Captain is all sorts of trouble. I mean, to be honest, what's winning this game is the Gavany Township, right? Like, Gavany Township is what made it super awkward for my Bone Crusher. Okay. Seems like that's the plan. Opponent doesn't serve. Opponent doesn't serve. We can put Bolt on top, bounce Ranger Captain, Bolt Ballista. We go down to 4, 3. We go down to 3. But Ballista dies. This is tough. This is really, really tough. So I guess we have to pass. There's also the concern that my opponent could be playing Veil in their deck, right? Which is certainly not a minor concern. Also, we die to Heliod. I guess that technically in response to the Heliod, we can like bounce the Walking Ballista or something. I mean, this is really good for me. One, two, three, one, two. Okay, so we have to return target ceremony to his owner's hand and draw a card here. Gust is not what we want to see. They didn't even ping me twice. Why wouldn't they ping me twice? Guess I'll take it. I think that my opponent got a little bit hasty here. I think we're drawing this cryptic. Wait, what? Okay. Hold. Hold. Call. I think we gust that. If they find it, we got there. Wow, my opponent kind of threw that one. There was no reason for them to attack there. Feels like they just got a little bit hasty there. If we continue playing the waiting game, I think my opponent is advantaged at that point. Alright, I guess. My very strong mental game is why I got there. Let's put it like that. Let's put it like that. Okay, this deck is fun. This deck is fun. I strongly recommend you check this out because this is kind of delightful, honestly. This card is not bad. This card is not bad. Like it's just such tiny bits of value, but when you realize they kind of add up, and you are in a situation where like, well, I get like my scry here, which is very good, by the way. Like the scry has been very, very powerful. You get the draw, and you get the ping. The ping is kind of whatever, but like even playing an Uro on the front side for only 2 mana, just because we have so many 2s and we always want to be holding up 2s, it kind of just works. Like it has some awkward spots. Like for example, in that very last game, we were behind for the whole thing, and I'm like stuck with this Invasion of the Giants in my hand. But like it's been also fine because we can just pitch it to force. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, George. It's just like worst case scenario. Like I've been pitching Invasion of the Giants to force, and it's been just fine, right? So like even the worst case scenario is not that bad. The weirdest card in the deck is by far the Jace. Like it's just fine. I just wanted this for curve purposes. I just didn't really want to have this many Primeval Titans. I don't think I want any more than 3. 3 has felt like a great number. So having more interaction felt fine, and I have not yet made up my mind between Cascade Bluffs and Flooded Grove. I think that it's very close, but I haven't really made up my mind with the filter land that I want. As far as the Saber goes, Just go nuts. The sideboard is all over the place, and that is mostly because I have no idea what I want. So I feel like I was bringing in most of my cards, though. The card that I brought in the least was the Soul Guide Lantern. This could also be Relics, maybe. Relics could be better against like Shadow decks and Goif decks and stuff like that, or just like for the Uro mirrors. Just having control over the Euros can be potentially pretty good. And we're not that focused of an Uro deck, so I don't think Relic really hurts us that much. Like we played against Relic from my green-white opponent, that it was just kind of whatever. We just beat them anyway. And the game that we lost, which was the second game, we lost because I just pitched the wrong card to Force. Like if I had pitched the Uro to Force instead of pitching the Cryptic, I think that we would have won that game even. So yeah, this deck is fun. I recommend you give it a shot. And the new card is uncommon, so I bought this for like 8 cents a piece or something like that. So if you have the pieces for the modern deck, or if you have like a rental service or something, even if they don't have the card in Mana Traders yet, you can just like buy these for less than 10 cents each and just play the deck if you want to. But this was fun. This was fun. This was a good time. That's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for checking it out. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye and take care.